Hello and welcome to Filmfolket's podcast. We that speaks today is Göran.
Johannes.
Daniel.
Today's movie is Addams Family Values. The movie in brief.
The Addamses have a new baby in the house, Pubert. The older children start acting out, believing that they're not loved the way they used to be, and the parents hire a nanny, Debbie, who is in fact the Black Widow, a notorious serial killer who seeks out wealthy men to marry and murder for their money. She is there for one man, Uncle Fester. Wednesday is immediately on to the sinister seductress, and Debbie tricks the parents into sending the kids off to a repressive summer camp. Her attempts to murder Fester are, however, frustrated by the trademark Addams durability.
Yeah, that's a good summary. And also, I think this movie has also its charm when it comes to adapt the black and white TV series. And also this story. And it's kind of, I don't know if sad is the right word, but Fester seems to fall for many women that wants to manipulate him, and but it's also a kind of interesting part of the story.
It's kind of been a running theme in the movies that Fester is manipulated by different women. You have his fake mother in the first one, and here you have murderous nanny, and he's basically ripped away from his family twice, and poor Fester. You have basically the same actors as the first movie, with Raul Julia, Angelica Houston, Christopher Lloyd. I think Christina Ricci as Wednesday basically steals the show with her cold, deadpan, funny manner. Scene where she tries to smile is a real classic. I think it's even been made into an internet meme. You also have a new actress for the grandmother, Carol Kane. I think she's great, really funny, and there's an interesting detail there that she is very extensively made up. She looks like an old woman, but she's actually around 40 at the time. You might also recognize Peter MacNicol, who is Gary Granger from the summer camp. He is Renfield in Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Another movie that we watched.
All right. I know I've seen him in a lot of stuff, but I can't really remember what stuff. But now that you say it, yeah. I always find his characters creepy for somehow, because he has the same energy in most of his roles. I find him creepy.
He does a good manic weirdo.
Yes, that's what it is.
I mean, he also plays the straight man to Rowan Atkinson in the Mr. Bean feature-length movie. So I think you can tell where he does a different kind of role. You also have John Cusack as this murderous Debbie too. I think she's great in that role.
I like how the grandmother acts when this nanny was telling all the stories how she has murdered all of her husbands, and when she saw the axe, I remember those times. I mean, it really brings the black comedy to the whole thing, so it's so funny.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
I mean, many parts of the Colo felt creepy. I got creepy vibes how they're so over sectoring the whole thing, and it feels like I get an anxiety when I see it, and it all turns better when I see both Wednesday and her brother and the rest of them when they do the Indian sketch and basically tells the story of how it really is, and that everything has gone bad and they really wants to kill them.
Yeah, I really like the stark contrast. Like the actual play is supposed to glorify the racism, while Wednesday go against it and just like, no, this is how it is. And it's dark and it's sad. Let's burn the town down and the whole what's called summer camp. I like it.
Yes, there's this whole vibe that the summer camp is outwardly this pleasant place, but it's really a place of forced conformity and strict hierarchy and everything that the Addamses really aren't. that's a big plot point in itself. You have director Barry Sonnenfeld who plays Joel's dad, actually. Besides that, I think that it's a superior movie to the first one, which is really an anomaly when it comes to a movie series.
I think I preferred this one to the first one as a whole. I think this is more entertaining. The first one is a little bit slow, I say. Not bad, still good, but I feel this one is better.
I think the first one basically suffers from having to establish the characters, while in the second one you have basically everyone in their place, and from that point you can proceed with the story. I think that's pretty much what makes it flow better. Special effects are fun too. You have a sequence where Thing rides around on a roller skate, like a skateboard. I think that's really great effects for 1993.
It's like I said in the last review when we were reviewing the first one, that the 3D effects have aged very well. So I agree. And also when they were shooting darts, there was also a cool effect there. So I mean, he's doing a very handy thing. Sorry, not sorry. I was wondering what could have been done differently and other thoughts.
With just a little bit more of a runtime, you could have demonstrated another murder attempt by Debbie to maybe really make the point that she really can't harm Fester in a meaningful way, because the climax of the movie, she's basically snapped from trying. So basically for the comedy of that thing, they could have had another attempt.
Like catching a bullet between his teeth or something.
Yeah, that kind of a thing. It's also this point that I forget exactly where I read it some time ago, but basically after the outcast kids have burned the summer camp down, you have this scene at the fence where Joel shows up with this bully kid Amanda's braces, her retainer, the tooth correcting thing, and it's basically implied that the kids ate her, and that the retainer is a trophy from that. That whole cannibalism thing, maybe not so implied, but pretty much outright stated, is something that the test audiences reacted poorly to. So later in the movie, basically a few minutes later, you have this scene where Pubert is launched into the sky and he passes a plane. And as he flies past the window there, you see Amanda with her parents on the plane. And that's basically something that I added in retroactively to basically appease the audience. Otherwise, the cannibalism gag was pretty funny on its own.
I mean, I totally agree with the whole thing that you could have done more runtime with Debbie, because it felt like they have to make like a sketch of all the the people that she have killed, and you can have got more build up to the whole thing, who she was as a person. So I think that was the only thing that I can come up with.
Yeah, I would like the same, but with the grandma when they're trying to cure the child. Because the child got blonde hair and stuff and became a normal child, so they need to cure it to become a real Addams again. And I wanted more attempts to that, because that was really funny. The skit when it works on cats.
Yeah. A few more rituals and stuff like that could be funny.
Yeah, I think that would be really funny. And like we said, more murder tries on Fester. That would be hilarious.
It's a relatively short movie at what was it, about an hour and 28 minutes, something like that. So I think, as with much else, I have this complaint with a lot of movies, but you often see scenes cut or simply not included because they insisted that the movie should be a certain length, while simply a single minute of additional material would have contributed immensely. And I think this is one of those cases.
Same. And there's nothing else I can think of. Other than that, it's a great movie, and I recommend watching it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say.
So, other ideas for next time?
Are we going to transition into Christmas movie soon, maybe?
Feels like a necessity once we hit December. Besides that, if we're still on a Barry Sonnenfeld mood, we could watch Men in Black.
Oh, right, yeah. That's a good pick.
So I wish you all goodbye for this time. Don't forget to watch, like, and subscribe, and follow our social. See you next time.
Goodbye.
Yahoo!